Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? In this live stream, I'm going to be basically creating some ads so you guys can see how to actually fulfill for your clients. So if you remember the last training that we did last week, we were basically talking about the first step of fulfilling, which we really just did a bunch of research on one particular niche to find out all of the angles, what are the frustrations that the customers are having, that the roofers are having, et cetera, et cetera. And today we're basically going to take all that information and then put it into the actual tactics of creating ads that will get high quality leads for your clients. And we can talk about some automation stuff as well with how to actually follow up with those leads and get them into appointments. Cool. Julian, how's it going, my brother?
It's going good. We got power back here. I've been traveling through Brazil and millions of people lost power due to a tropical storm. So I'm alive and well, power is back, and I'm ready to dive into things.
There we go. Cool. So let me share my screen here. There we go. Let's see. Share screen. Cool. Entire screen. Dope. All right. So I already got a couple tabs pulled up here. Basically, I'm going to go off of the roofing market analysis that we put together last time. And we're going to go and start creating some ads. Okay. So whenever you create ads, the first thing that you want to start with is going to be your actual ad copy, right? So what I like to do is you don't want to just copy somebody's ad exactly, but you want to model things that are already proven to work, right? So let me pull up my Claude here. Give me one sec. Claude AI. And then we're also going to open the ads library again. And what we're really looking for is like somebody that is spending a lot of money on marketing already, targeting to get like roofing clients. And we're going to model some of their ads and then create our own versions of them. All right. So let me see, which doc was this? High converting angles. Okay. So like this, the free roof inspection. So let me type this in, free roof inspection. Cool. Share my screen again. Awesome. So there we go. They don't meet the owners first. It's kind of mid. Free roof inspection, no obligation, honest advice. Okay, here we go. Nope, terrible. All right, and so what I'm really looking for here, guys, is like, I want to find a page that like they're very clearly advertising, very clearly advertising the roof inspection. So let's try this. Storm damage. And I'm just looking so that I can find a script that I can model. Now, if anyone knows like any big advertisers in the roofing niche, like feel free to drop them down below and I can kind of show you guys like how we'll find this. Maybe we'll go back to roof inspection. Let's see. And you guys are seeing live like basically how we actually do this. So let's see. Okay. So I don't know. Can you hear this, Julian, when I'm playing this ad?
I don't think so. Maybe try it again.
All right, let me make sure I share the audio. One sec, gentlemen. Share.
Shout out to Oscar for hanging in there. Been in the roofing niche for 2 years, and he's still getting after it. So shout out to Oscar for making it happen.
Yeah, so Oscar, these are good. Those are good. But what I'm specifically looking for is like people that are running the ads to the homeowners. So here's an ad right here. I'm going to play this.
New Jersey homeowners. If you're living in New Jersey or the surrounding suburbs, you've been living under a gigantic rock if you haven't heard about us. Here's the deal. At USA Home Improvement, we bring top-tier roofing solutions directly to your home.
So visually, I do actually like this ad to some extent. I don't like the direction they took it in, but the hook is solid. Okay. So I'm going to kind of use this as inspiration. I don't want to spend all of our time here together just like looking for ads, but I'm going to just kind of like plot this out. So I think last time we saw, hold on, I think it was Colorado and Florida were like the best states for roofer ads.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I remember. So let's just do Colorado homeowners, right? So Colorado homeowners will be the call out. Let's go back to this ad. What did they say?
If you're living in New Jersey or the surrounding suburbs, you've been living under a gigantic.
Okay, Colorado homeowners. And we'll pull up this other page as well in just a sec. So Colorado homeowners. If you haven't replaced your roof in a few years, you could be entitled to we're gonna work on this. I want some better inspiration. So we'll go, you said A1 best roofing. Let's check this out. Okay, I'm guessing it's this one. A1 best roofing. Here we go. So they're basically just showing like the price thing. They're all price ads, which is fine. But you're probably going to get like somewhat lower quality leads here. So this is a good good teaching moment, for example, right? Is like if you are running ads, you see that your competitors are running ads and the angle that they're hitting at is just like the lowest price possible, get the lowest price possible. Those are typically going to be leads that your clients are going to bitch and complain about. So like, for example, I don't know what the company is that's running this ad, but I would be willing to bet if you talk to people that have worked with this company, they're going to be complaining about the quality of the leads.
Hey homeowners, need a new roof without breaking the bank? Right now, you can get a full roof replacement starting at just $5,900 and
See what I mean? So I do want to take some inspiration.
Hey homeowners, need a new roof without breaking the bank?
Okay, so their whole angle, every freaking thing that they're doing is literally just, this is a cheaper roof. So I'm not going to model that too much. So I want to call out something that's like, if you recently, like, you know, there was recently a big storm in Colorado, which there probably always has been a big storm everywhere. We recently got hit, or we could say, if you recently got hit by a big hailstorm, your roof could have some serious damage. Right? And then I might show like some pictures. And then I would be like, if you have damage like this, or like this, you could be entitled to getting your entire roof replaced. Your entire roof replaced for completely free by having your insurance pay for it. And this is like, guys, whenever you write ad copy, this is like critical. And Julian, you probably do the same thing whenever you write like a sales script. Is you don't want to overthink every line. You just want to get it down, and then you're going to go back and it's an iterative process. But you just want to you want to just try to write something as fast as possible. Otherwise, you'll get writer's block, right? And then I'm going to put this through AI, and we're going to dial it in. But I want to give it a structure and an idea, right? So you could be entitled to getting your entire roof replaced for completely free by having your insurance pay for it. But the thing is, you need to be able to prove that there actually was damage by getting a roof inspection, right? So this is kind of the angle of like, if we just got hit by this hailstorm, you could get your roof replaced for free, right? you need to be able to prove that there was actually damage by getting a roof inspection. We're doing free roof inspections and I'd probably do this by city, to be honest, instead of statewide if I was doing roofers. So I might say, like, if you own a home in Colorado Springs, because I know, Julian, you're about to move there. They get hit by a bunch of hail, don't they?
Yeah, they've described the impact on cars, roofs, and fences as making your possessions look like Swiss cheese.
Noted. Okay.
Yes.
If you own a home in Colorado Springs and you recently got hit by a big hailstorm, your roof could have some serious damage. We're doing, what's the county that Colorado Springs is in?
El Paso.
In El Paso County, but we only have limited spots available. Click learn more to schedule a free roof inspection to see if you qualify for thousands of dollars for I'll just say for thousands of dollars towards replacing your roof.
One thing I think would be cool here too is playing two angles. So you could go scarcity, urgency, and then scarcity plus urgency.
Yeah.
So like, hey, we only have 5 spots available. We can only help 5 more homeowners. Or you could be like, we're only doing inspections until December the 23rd. Or we only have, 7 more homeowners that we can help before December the 23rd if you wanted to go like overkill. But I think that'd be something worth like testing out to really try and drive more clicks, drive more urgency with these situations. Because roofs are one of those things where it's like, if it's not actually like killing you, and if it's minor hail damage, it's like you're good. So it's like, you might let it sit for longer than it should, and then you can't get you might not be able to get the payoff anymore. Or maybe it, you end up having to fix it yourself or something, right? So it's like, the more urgency we could get, the better.
Yeah, I think another one too that could be good is like, because this is basically like we're giving them something. We're basically like baiting them of, hey, you're gonna get a free roof, right? But what you could also do is like, you could do, if you don't go ahead and replace it, then your roof could end up leaking, right? And then you could have AI create a video of like water dripping down from the ceiling while their kids are like sleeping in their room or whatever. That would probably be a good image or a good visual. So I'm gonna make another ad like that, right? So I'm basically just kind of like model this one. And the cool thing is with AI, if you just get the general outline, like AI will help you dial this in, right? Your roof could have some serious damage even if you don't notice it yet, right? And then I would be like, we've seen damage like this on tons of El Paso County roofs. And unless you get up on a ladder and go look at every spot on your roof, you won't notice until it's too late. And at that point, you could have a leak and a $1,000 problem turns into a $100,000 problem. Right? And then you could go like, and then we can go into like the same thing with the ad copy. You could be entitled to get your entire roof replaced completely free, right? But the good news is you could be entitled to getting your entire roof replaced for free by having your insurance pay for it. But the thing is, you have to be able to prove blah, 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 right? So do you guys kind of see like what I'm doing here? Going after, we found out last time, if you remember, if you haven't watched the video from last time, go and watch it. But we found out that the main angle that gets the quality leads is like the roof damage. That's what the competitors are doing. That's what everyone else is doing. You also have like the financing stuff where they'll offer financing, but the roofers aren't going to make as much money on that. So I want to focus on the free roof inspection. Okay. What else was here? Facebook hail funnel. So let's see what else do we have there. When hail strikes, roofs get damaged immediately. Homeowners actively seeking roofing. Okay, cool. So what my ad strategy is going to be, if I'm targeting the roofing niche, is I'm going to have like ads. I'm going to have image ads of roof damage. Like, hey, your roof could have damage like this, and you may not know it yet. Schedule a free roof inspection. And I'm just going to test different different things on the ads, which will create some image ads. And then we'll also create some, probably one video ad in this training to show you guys. So next, I'm going to open up Claude. And I'm going to say, help me write 10 ad scripts targeting Colorado Springs homeowners who recently, with a free roofing repair. There was recently hail damage in the area, and they could use insurance to pay for the roof completely. So it's basically free. Come up with 10 unique ad angles, each with 3 hooks and body copy. All right. Here's 2 examples. And then I'm just going to paste my examples in here. All right. Script number 1. Qualify for a new roof. And I'm just labeling this so that the AI knows like what's going on here when I paste this in. And then script number 2 is going to be, don't wait to replace your roof. Water damage could be expensive, right? So those are basically like, kind of like the angles of what each of these ads are saying. So I'm going to paste this in here, and then I'm going to let Claude go through and write some ads for me. So we got a couple questions in here as AI is writing these scripts. Let's see. I want to thank you for this. You got my first client in September, and after $2,000 in 3 months, one expectant showed up, got stuck in a rut, didn't know if I could figure it out. Yeah, that's totally normal whenever you first start generating leads in a new vertical, especially if you don't have experience, you're going to deal with quality issues. So this training and last training is like, this is literally perfect for you. I've been in it for 2 years and only made $3,500 total. Yeah, we definitely got to turn that around. Is call to action messaging ads for roofers, home service. I don't know what that means, to be honest with you. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I hate to answer this question. I hate to say it, but like nobody really cares about that, to be honest. People are pretty selfish. They're not going to just schedule a roof inspection to donate a free meal. They'll just donate a free meal if they want to donate a free meal.
That would make me laugh. I would definitely I love the creativity, but yeah, that people just won't go for that, unfortunately.
Can I cold call and close someone for you to test the system live, like a part 3 live testing or something? Yeah, you cold call someone and let me know how it goes. Right now, I'm working with a guy who's he's also serving roofers, funny enough, and he's documenting his entire process, running through what I'm telling him to do. And we're going to turn that into a free AI agency course for everyone. So why Claude as opposed to others? This is a really good question. You guys will see why. ChatGPT right? I'll just run through each of them. ChatGPT, absolute dog shit at copywriting. Great at other things, great at research. Love the voice feature, love the memory of ChatGPT. Terrible at copywriting unless you like really, really prompt it at a high level. Manus, great for research. Copywriting is all right. But from what I've seen, I've tested a bunch of different ones. Really just those two. And Claude continually is like the best at copywriting. So let's see. We're going to roll through these. Your neighbors are getting theirs done. I like this one. This is like the social proof, kind of like herd mentality kind of thing. Your neighbors are getting free roofs. Are you? If you own a home in Colorado Springs and you've been seeing roofing companies all over your neighborhood lately, there's a reason. That hailstorm that came through, it destroyed thousands. Yeah, this one's awesome. Your neighbor, yeah, this is amazing. Here's the problem. Insurance companies have a deadline scarcity, right? We're having scarcity in here. If you don't file your claim soon, you could lose on your chance to get thousands of dollars worth of work done for nothing out of pocket. We're doing free roof inspections to help owners to see if they qualify before it's too late. Click learn more to book your free inspection. Spots are limited because we're getting slammed right now with appointments. Yeah, this is fucking fantastic. What do you think, William?
Yeah, for sure. I would also want to do like a little bit of maybe a FOMO angle of your neighbors are getting paychecks like this for getting a free roof inspection if they're able to get like something like that where it's like
that's what that script
like a little
was.
bit of FOMO. Yep, but also then like home buyers, or home sellers. I would want to test something like that too with like a similar script as to the one you just went over, where it's like, hey, if you're trying to sell your home, you can't do it before this. There's people in your neighborhood that are like, you know what I mean? Like something like that, where it's like, we just try and throw that out. Cause I know like home volume in Colorado Springs, like the sales volume is pretty high because it's a super desirable place. It's one of the most desirable places in the country right now. So that would be something that I think would probably be crazy for an ad angle.
Yeah, that's a good idea too. This one's interesting. Insurance companies are betting you'll wait too long. This one's a banger. Honestly, this hailstorm was different. No. Okay. Here's one about home value. Yep, good. Stop climbing on the roof. Good. Yeah, honestly, I'm just going to copy all of these. I'm not going to like run through and read each of them because I'm probably just going to run with this first one, script number 3, to show you guys. But if you guys are doing roofs, these would be some great scripts to make using the methods that I'm about to show you. All right. So let's go back up. Cool. Beautiful. So we got all these scripts. We're going to paste them in here. And we're going to roll through. I thought number 3 was really good. So we're going to start with number 3. All right. Script number 3, your neighbors are getting their roofs done. Okay. Yes, this is all going to be recorded and put into school. So process for making ads. What I used to do, and this took about a month and a half ago, I spent like 4 hours in one day making an AI ad. Now I can make an AI ad and let's set a timer and see how fast we can make this. All right. So it's 11:23 right now. I think we can probably make this ad in 35 minutes tops. Okay. And that's with me showing you guys how to do it. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go into Google Gemini and I'm going to use something called Nano Banana. All right. So basically what this allows you to do is you can create a frame, right? A frame that we're then going to use VO3 so that we have a consistent character as we roll through it, right? We're not going to do anything super crazy, super complex. We're literally just going to have somebody that is a talking head, almost like if you were to do UGC. Like we're just going to use AI UGC basically to make this ad using the copy that AI just wrote for us. And basically roll from there. So let's do this. I'm thinking, and Julian, women always do better in ads, that's for sure. But I think roofing, I would trust, this is going to sound wrong, I would trust a male roofer over a female roofer if I'm being honest, right? I think political correctness is kind of, it's kind of on the way out. So I'm just going to say that. I think that's a valid thing to think. I mean, I'm just being honest here. I don't know what you think, but that's what I think.
I mean, I don't know that it would necessarily matter. I think you could probably go either way. I'd want to test somebody that's like I would want to test an avatar that looks like a roofer, and then maybe test like it just they're wearing like the gear or whatever. They have like a ladder or something. I don't know. I might want to try something like that. But I'd also would want to try like maybe like a female roofer angle or something, because I know there's a lot of military guys in that area, and those dudes are all thirsty. So it's like, there's definitely, I'm sure there's opportunity there for that.
Yeah, well, we can test both. I think the dude would probably do better, but
I would tend to agree with that.
We can figure it out. Okay, so I'm just gonna look for a roofer. I want to see like what is a guy that's like a roofer that looks like someone I would trust look like. You're just looking for someone that looks like he's not gonna scam you, and he's like, he looks like a good guy, right? Let's say roofer. This guy looks friendly enough.
Spencer says dude with a beard. For sure.
This dude, you think this guy looks the most trustworthy?
That dude looks pretty trustworthy. He's wearing a flannel too. Super Colorado.
Yeah. You're definitely not going to scam me in a flannel. Okay. So I'm going to just use this for inspiration because I don't want it to like literally create this exact guy's face. But I'm going to say, create me a 1080 by 1920 image of a roofer in Colorado Springs standing in front of a home in the middle of a hailstorm. The roofer is wearing a hard hat, a flannel, and work boots. He looks trustworthy and experienced and looks like a normal, friendly guy. So I kind of just like pivoted on the originally I wasn't going to do the hailstorm, but I think that could actually be a pretty interesting hook if we can get it right. Like if you want to maybe not for this script, but anyway, we'll create it anyway because I think that would be good later on if we potentially use that as a prompt. So, okay, I don't know why it says peak roofing, but anyway, this is like I guess that's kind of a hailstorm. I don't really like the way this looks though. Remove the flannel, put him in a professional looking polo. He should have a beard and look like a roofer, but be clean and professional looking. Make the weather sunny and put him in front of a nice house with a team of roofers installing a new roof. I might have given it too much information, so we might just like one thing you guys will see with Nano Banana with Gemini is like sometimes it'll just go rogue and just not do what you say. So what I often have to do is like I'll go and I'll do this, and then it won't change anything. Like it might literally just come back and it'll be the same image, and then I'll just copy the whole prompt and just repost it in a new chat. But it actually did it. Okay. This is getting there, right? This is getting there. Make him slightly younger and remove the logos. Actually, I want to see if peak roofing is a thing. It probably is. Okay. No, not really. Peak view roofing. Cool. All right. There we go. I feel like this guy looks trustworthy enough. And yeah, I mean, guys, like you could continue to go back and iterate this and get it like literally perfect. Actually, I am going to do one thing. Make the house behind him 2 stories. But you guys see how easy this is to like basically just create this guy, this avatar. His jeans are still a little dirty. I'm not crazy about that, but it is what it is. We're just going to roll with it for the sake of time. So once this is done, we have a nicer, bigger house in the background. I'm going to show you guys what to do here. We're 7 minutes in. We're still creating our avatar, but this is... All right, that's terrible. We're just going to roll with the first image. Julian, anything to add?
So far,
I
no.
lost you.
I mean, we're really just shaping up. You got me?
Yeah. Like, I just like you went silent.
No, yeah, I was just muted. I didn't want to kill your flow. We're a little more in your expertise lane right now than mine, but so far, we're just shaping it up. It looks good. I would want the guy a little bit younger. I would also probably want him in better shape because, like, this avatar doesn't look as trustworthy in my book as like the flannel guy if he's in better shape. I always trust people that are in great shape more than I do the people that are not.
All right. We'll make some revisions. You're definitely you're flirting with my 30-minute timer here, but I think you're right.
Yeah, I mean, me and that timer have been going way back. It's my high school sweetheart.
Okay, let's see if I can get a better looking home. That's kind of more of the home that I was thinking, like something like that or something like that. All right, let's see. Nope, too low resolution. There we go. We can do that. Cool. And I think we're I don't think it made him in better shape really. He still has a little bit of like a gut, but he looks fine.
Yeah, we'll roll with it.
He's got farmer strength, bro. Cool. So once this is done, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into frames to video, and literally the only prompt that I need to do is just this. I'm just going to copy the script, put it in. I'm just going to say, he says with high energy, confidence, and sincerity. All right. Now we're going to take our, oh Lord. Yeah, we're just going to roll with this one, to be honest with you guys. This is too much.
There's
right.
so many people on that roof.
Dude, it takes a lot of people to make a roof, you know?
Oh.
All right. So we got our image downloaded. We're going to upload this into the frames. We're going to change from landscape to portrait. You can do whichever one you want. I think that reels tend to get more impressions nowadays than feeds. Both do, but I'm just going to make this reel with a reel, right? I'm going to try to crop out the Gemini logo as much as I possibly can. And we're going to hit generate. All right. Now, what we can do is literally, we're just going to go and start prompting this entire script. So boom, I'm going to take this. I'm going to go back into Flow. Paste that. I'm always, like for the ad, I'm just going to prompt him to read it the way I want him to read it. So I'm going to say he says with high energy and intensity. Whoops. Then I got to add the frame. And then I'm going to do it again. He says, with high energy and sincerity. And then I'll just reuse this so I don't have to repaste the frame in. And we're just going to roll through and get basically this entire script, right? Let's see if our first one already came back, which it did. So let's check this out.
If you own a home in Colorado Springs and you've been seeing roofing companies all over your neighborhood lately, there's a reason. If you own a home in Colorado Springs and you've been seeing roofing companies all over your neighborhood lately, there's a reason.
There we go. Cool. I'm going to download this one. And if you guys notice, like there's kind of some music in the background. That doesn't even matter. I can literally get rid of that. All right. So we're going to add this in, and I'm just going to start adding these clips in as they go. What you can notice is like with the other way of making VO3 ads, where you got to like create the clips from scratch, there's so many more revisions. This is just like, most of the time it's good to go.
That hailstorm that came through, it destroyed thousands of roofs in El Paso County. That hailstorm that came through, it destroyed thousands of roofs in El Paso County.
Banger. All right, we're going to add that puppy in right after this one. And don't worry, I'm going to go through and like clean it up afterwards.
And your neighbors are getting their roofs completely replaced for FREE.
Okay, we're going to have to redo that.
And your neighbors are getting their roofs completely replaced for
We're going to have to put free lowercase.
But here's the problem. Insurance companies have a deadline. If you don't file your claim soon, you lose your chance to get thousands of dollars worth of work done for nothing out of pocket. But here's the problem. Insurance companies have a deadline. If you don't file your claim soon, you lose your chance to get thousands of dollars worth of work done for nothing out of pocket.
Banger. So we're going to add that one in. And then we're going to have to add another clip in between, because if you guys remember, this one we had to regenerate. So we're going to keep going. We're doing free inspections to help homeowners see if they qualify before it's too late. Let me actually just regenerate this one. You guys see what I'm doing? Like, does this make sense? How quick you can turn these around?
But here's the problem. Insurance companies have a deadline. If you don't file your claim soon, you lose your chance to get thousands of dollars worth of work done for nothing out of pocket.
All right.
And your neighbors are getting their roofs completely replaced for free because their insurance is covering it. And your neighbors are getting their roofs completely replaced for free because their insurance is covering it.
Perfect. All right. Oops. We're going to go back in. We're getting really close to being done, guys. We're at 15 minutes here. All right, we are rolling. Last one. Okay, so we got a couple questions here coming in. Let me answer these. Are you going to generate roofing B-roll as well, or just straight up talking head the whole ad? So for this example, I'm probably just going to do talking head the whole ad. Normally, I would add in some B-roll. You could get a video editor to do this for you, or you could do it yourself. I'm not going to do it today because it'll take too much time. But like, for example, you guys see here, I could go back to Nano Banana and I can go, boom, new chat. I could say, create me an image of hail damage on a roof in Colorado Springs. And I could look up hail damage on roof. Right. And I could be like, this right here might look minor, but in 6 months, this could cause your entire roof to start leaking, for example, right? Or this one looks pretty intense. Like no one wants the roof to look like this, right? So I could actually have it create images that could be my B-roll, for example. I could also do that in VO3 as well. So let's go back here. Let's see what we have created.
But here's the problem.
See where we left off.
Insurance.
Okay, so we left off at, but here's the problem. So we need to go.
And we're doing free roof inspections to help homeowners see if they qualify before it's too late. We're doing free roof inspections to help homeowners see if they qualify before it's too late.
There we go. Beautiful. So we're going to add that one here. Perfect. And then I think I just grabbed that one. Let's see.
Companies have roof inspections to help homeowners see.
Okay. Now we got to get the click learn more one.
Click learn more to book your free inspection. Spots are limited because we're getting slammed right now with appointments. Click learn more to book your free inspection. Spots are limited because we're getting slammed right now with appointments.
All right. I don't want it to have the learn more thing, so I'm actually going to regenerate this one. And then there we go.
Don't be the only house on your block with a damaged roof while everyone else got theirs done for free. Don't be the only house on your block with a damaged roof while everyone else got theirs done for free.
Beautiful. Download. And then we're going to add it right here. Cool. All right. We're at 19 minutes. So I want to open it up to any questions. Looks like someone's taking offense to the guy saying getting slammed with appointments. I think that's on you, brother. That one wasn't that much, That was a stretch. Hold on, anything to add, buddy?
The only thing that I would think that might be interesting is seeing how we could maybe put some urgency, not just scarcity behind the advertisement, especially if there's, I don't know much about roofing, to be honest, but like maybe, I don't know, maybe roofs have a certain timeline of which they can get replaced or something. If I could throw that in there too, something to just like give me an extra little leg up. That'd be something I'd be interested in trying to figure out so that I could test it.
Yeah, I think that's what he said. Insurance companies have a deadline. If you don't file your claim soon, you'll lose your chance to $1,000 with your roof.
Yeah, there you go.
Click learn more to book your free inspection.
Motherfucker.
Click learn more to book your free inspection. Spots are limited because we're getting slammed right now with appointments.
All right. We're just gonna roll with it. Ideally, I wouldn't have that little thing on there, but we're just gonna have to deal with it. So the next thing that I want to do, I see someone asked about audio quality. So there's a few different ways that you can handle that, right? One, I'm gonna go through, and the software I'm using, by the way, is Veed.io. I really like it. It's good. It's very easy. CapCut, I'm sure, does similar things. I like this one because the auto captions are great. And there's some other cool things as well. So I'm going to click on each of these things, and I'm just going to click clean audio. So boom, boom. And this will remove, like, the annoying thing about VO3 is it'll always add like music and stuff in the background. But if you just clean the audio, it removes all of the background music. It's really easy to do. Okay.
If you own a home in Colorado Springs and you've been seeing roofing companies all over your neighborhood lately, there's a reason. That hail.
All right. Now we got to go through and clean up the editing. So we're going to actually clip things up.
If you own a home in Colorado Springs and you've been seeing roofing companies all over your neighborhood lately, there's a reason. That hail.
Okay. So there's a reason. And then I'm going to clip it there, right? I mean, this is just basic editing. I think we've all done something like this at some point in our lives.
That hail
just remove the pauses, right? Anything
storm
weird.
that came through.
Split.
You got some good questions in the chat here too. I'll kind of read them off while you're going through that.
Destroyed thousands of roofs in El Paso County.
Yeah, I'll. Why don't you go ahead and answer those questions? I'll mute my screen real quick as I'm editing this up.
Voice quality, you already answered that. Getting slammed, you already answered that. Will clicking the ad ideally go to a landing page or a message directly to the roofing business from IG/Facebook? I heard messaging is best for home-based business services. To be honest, I would probably look and see what everyone else is doing first, but I would also probably want to test both of them because you're not always like, sometimes the crowd's all going in the right direction, but sometimes and oftentimes they're not. And so that could also be your opportunity, you know, like maybe because everyone is doing direct message DMs to IG or Facebook, the opportunity is hitting the landing page. Or maybe when everyone is doing that, because that is like literally the best way to do it. And that's what you find is your opportunity. But either way, if you test it, you're going to have the answer. But you can't you couldn't make an assumption without any experience because every market's going to be a little bit different. And it's also going to be, I mean, I'm thinking it's probably going to be a little more difficult to continue a dialogue via DM with somebody about coming to inspect their roof versus like them just selecting a time on a booking widget or something for them to come in and basically ask you to come inspect their house at that time type of thing. I don't know if you have any opinion on that, Tim, but that's kind of my thoughts around it. You just might have more no-shows if you do it with the booking widget.
What were you saying again? I was
saying
like editing.
I was just saying I don't really know that you'd be able to make the assumption that you would want to do message directly from the to the business for the ad. Like I would want to test landing page against direct message because
I wouldn't do direct message personally. I've never done that. But I would do. I would have them fill out a lead and then send them to a landing page, and then you can just reach out to them and create a message.
Yeah, I don't know that it would hurt to test it if you have actual valid sources saying that it works. Because I know like for some markets, like especially local markets like PPC and stuff like that, it's going to be a lot stronger than just maybe necessarily hitting Meta. But I would personally want to do like opt-in to booking widget for me. That would be my thought process because they can literally schedule when you come inspect it.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? So that's what I want to test that for sure. Next question.
Real quick. All right, so we got this ad done. What you can also do, which I'll show you guys this, is to clean up the audio. Someone was asking about that. I can download this video as an MP3 into a software called 11 Labs. Some of you guys have probably heard about it. And essentially what that will do is it will match the voice so it's all the same. Like the voice will be the same throughout the entire video. which is tremendously helpful because sometimes when you generate it on like VO3, it just like the voices will be different. You know, like his voice might sound like one thing in one video and then different in another and then different in another. And it's very irritating and annoying, right? So I'll just do done, export video. I'm only going to export the audio though. All right. So literally just go in here. We'll wait for it to export. While that's happening, I'm going to go and pull up 11 Labs. And then we can find a voice that like kind of like makes sense. So go home. Voices. You can do filter. English. American. And then male. Apply filters.
Jackson not only sounds great,
Nope.
a business is only as successful as.
Step into.
I must not fear.
This one's most like my regular speaking voice.
That one's good. So I'm just looking for like what's a voice that's going to kind of match this guy. So add to my voices. You go into voice changer. I need to go into, what was the guy's name that we just had? Brad. There we go. Remove background noise. We're going to go back in here. Download MP3. And then just hit generate speech. And it's going to take all of the audio from the video that we had before and then just completely
If you own a home in Colorado Springs and you've been seeing roofing companies all over your neighborhood lately, there's a reason. That hailstorm that came through, it destroyed.
This guy sounds so Midwestern Colorado. So we're going to download that. We'll go back into VidIO. We're going to go to edit the video. I'm going to go through and mute all the audio. So audio mute, audio mute, audio mute, 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 mute. I'll just do that for all the clips. There's like only a few of them, so it takes like 30 seconds. Boom. And now I can take in the new audio clip that I got, put it over it.
If you own a home in Colorado Springs and you've been seeing roofing companies all over your neighborhood lately, there's a reason. That hailstorm that came through, it destroyed.
So now I'm going to go through and add some subtitles. So we have captions on the video. You can use any of these. I kind of like this one. I think it looks nice and clean. So I'll just come up, move this up here. Whoops.
I like the, there was a question here from Nicola Ristic. One of your videos, you started with picture ads instead of video ads in order to find angles. Do you recommend us doing that first or rolling with these ones? I would say yes. Just because you
I would do both. I would do both.
Yeah, you'll be able to get more photo ads out faster though, for sure.
Well, with this, it's really quick and easy to get video ads out. So like this kind of changes that a little bit. But whenever you're launching something new, like you want to have as much ad variety as possible. So I'll probably have like, maybe 5 videos and 5 images and just launch them all in a campaign. Right. And then later, as I'm going on and I'm testing new angles, like when you're first starting, you should make image ads and videos. But later on, once you have things that are working to test angles faster, that's where you use the image ads to basically test things. Hopefully that makes sense. But I would always start with a combo. Like if I'm starting something brand new from scratch, I'm going to have some video ads in there as well.
If you own a home in Colorado Springs and you've been seeing roofing companies all over your neighborhood lately, there's a reason.
So he says that a little slow, to be honest with you guys. Like if I were to redo this ad, I'd probably have him say that faster. But then I can go and like add some music in the background. So right, I can add this in the backdrop. And you guys will see what the final thing looks like in like 2 seconds. Boom. Boom. Let's see how this sounds.
If you own a home in Colorado Springs and you've been seeing roofing companies all over your neighborhood lately, there's a reason. That hailstorm that came through, it destroyed thousands of roofs in El Paso County, and your neighbors are getting their roofs completely replaced for free because their insurance is covering it. But here's the problem. Insurance companies have a deadline. If you don't file your claim soon, you lose your chance to get thousands of dollars worth of work done for nothing out of pocket. We're doing free roof inspections to help homeowners see if they qualify before it's too late. Click Learn More to book your free inspection. Spots are limited because we're getting slammed right now with appointments. Don't be the only house on your block with a damaged roof while everyone else got theirs done for free.
Boom. So there we go. Obviously, I could go and add B-roll over it. I would probably send that to my editors and have them do some stuff. I might even add like an image like this as an example. There's a lot of things we could do with it, but you guys can see how quickly you can get these ads cranked out. And it's really like this ad, I could run this and it could be the best performing ad in like the history of roofing ads in Colorado Springs, or it could just totally flop. There's no way for me to really know unless I test it, right? So the magic is in making a bunch of these. And so what I would do is like, when you start getting clients, set aside a certain amount of time per day, every single day, that you consistently dedicate to making new ads. So you just always have new ads coming in that you can run and launch for your clients. Any questions on this specifically? And then I can maybe show you guys like some photo ads and stuff in terms of what that would look like.
If I'm new to AI agency building, I'd want to know like how long should I run the test for?
That's not really about time, it's about budget. And the budget depends on what you're doing.
Okay. So
like you want to figure out, for example, with like you got to figure out what's the target cost per acquisition for the client. Everything comes back from that. So like what do they need to get a client for to make money? Let's say it's $5,000, right? So for them to get a client for $5,000, like if they need to get a client with it for $5,000, you're going to want to basically spend, in an ideal world, you'd spend $5,000 before you'd even make a judgment. But you want to say, okay, I'm going to spend, they need to get a client for less than $5,000. What percentage of appointments are they typically going to be closing, right? So now I can figure out what my appointment cost needs to be. And then from there, I could figure out what my lead cost needs to be. And whatever you're optimizing for, you want to be willing to spend 5x that amount, like the cost for that thing before you can judge a campaign. So for example, if I want to get a appointment for $300, I'm going to spend $1,500 before I judge that campaign. Now, if I've spent $300 and I have nothing, okay, I might be concerned. Like if I have no leads, no action, no nothing, I'm going to go and look at the actual funnel itself and the different pieces and the steps before they fully become a lead and see where the bottleneck or the drop off is. Okay, let's see. What are numbers you look at while testing, say about 50 per day compared to 100 per day? What are the numbers you look at? The biggest thing, you don't need to really overcomplicate it. If you look at your leads, your click-through rate, and then your, completion rate on the form, that'll pretty much tell you what you need to know. If it's a video, you can also look at the hook rate. But really, the biggest thing that you need to focus on is just like focus on the creatives. Facebook will give you very good feedback in terms of, hey, does this work or not? Like you just need to see like, is it actually getting the action you're optimizing for? If not, you need to make new ads. It's really what it comes down to. Okay, a little off topic, but how do we approach with selling the service for free for a case study and then paying them for the ad spend, but them paying for the ad spend? Also, what is a good amount of ad spend to tell them to start with? Julian, you want to take on this one? I know you just closed a $10,000 deal for a new agency we're starting?
Yeah. So we just started a new AI agency from scratch. For context, that is going to be a secretive AI agency for this time being, the secret agency, if you will, so that you niche gypsies don't try and steal our niche. But yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is like, I'm still selling at high ticket looking for a profit just because of the experience that I have. But if I'm going to go through and sell it for free, biggest thing that I'm looking at here is like how I can position it to be in their best interest without sounding like a complete clown. So like, for example, if I'm talking to someone, and by the way, guys, like the AI agency we have has no case studies, no reviews, no track record, literally zero.
Not even a website.
Yeah, didn't even have a website. So like, and like, I didn't even know anything about the niche. Like I knew less about that niche than like Oscar knows about what he's talking about in the comments. Like he's throwing out industry. I didn't even know what an industry standard was. I didn't know what to expect. So like,
Yeah.
going through and talking to these cats though, to answer the question, is biggest thing I'm looking at is like, okay, what do these guys want? What is their risk tolerance? Right? Because your niche is going to differ. Like if I'm doing roofers versus electricians versus car salesmen, I'm just throwing out random stuff at this point. But it's like you don't know what you don't know. And so like you're going to have to take a few calls to see what their risk tolerance is, what is acceptable in that industry. Because like for insurance, us working for free is harder than me selling a 5-figure investment to the new niche that we're in if we don't have case studies, which is crazy to me. But it's like, it's just they have a different way of perceiving things. So like you would want to get some clarity around what your market's willing to receive. Best way that you can do that is every single call that you have, summarize it with notes based off of whether they have a positive or negative reaction when you pitch your product. And I would start by selling it at a higher price tag and then downselling it to free. So it's like, okay, cool. Let's say I'm working with roofers. Hey, all right, Mr. Roofer, it's just going to be X up front. Maybe I sell 3 months of service for 15 grand, for example. I'm like, look, I'm going to run the ads for you. You're going to do the spend, and it's just 15 grand for 3 months. And he's like, okay, cool. What kind of reviews do you guys have? Can I get some references, whatever? How long have you guys been in business? He's going to start asking stuff because at this point you've had no level of trust built. And it's like, yeah, dude, great question. We're actually a newer business. But we're really confident in our ability to be able to generate leads and everything. And we're really trying to break into the Colorado Springs market with the roofing there because of the huge opportunity for people like yourself. And so I just want to basically sell it at that high price point so that they're considering it. They're not going to close here if you're like clowning on the call, and that's okay, because that now you have the opportunity to now downsell where you can do it for cost. And it's like, yeah, dude. So look, man, like realistically, like, is there anything else from keeping you from being all in on this outside of the fact that there's cash invested up front? Now, for me, I'm going to still try and sell them on a price tag personally. But if you haven't had any case studies, no experience, you're newer to the game, I would just be like, yo, look, dude, like, here's what I'll do. Obviously, I can't do the 3 months for free because that wouldn't be fair to you because I wouldn't be able to put my best foot forward. But what I can do is the first month for free. And then you only pay on performance for the last 2 months. And so that way we still have a 3-month agreement. And the only thing I ask for in return, you have to ask for something in return, by the way. The only thing I ask for in return is that when somebody else asks me this question on a call, you're willing to talk to them and you're willing to film a video testimonial about the experience of how we knocked it out of the park for you. If that's something I'm willing to do for you, is that something you're willing to do today? And so it's like, you're not, because if you say the 3 months for free, they just think you suck from what I found.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, this guy's a
You can also phrase it as a scholarship program or an ambassador program, I think is what you said.
Yeah, for the niche that I'm in now, I'm pitching it as like an ambassador program if we do it like less cash down type of thing. But I'm also still like, for that niche specifically, I'm still pitching it at high price tags and then basically just downselling the amount of product I'm selling. And then and then I'm offering like the downsell is like the ambassador program where they basically give us testimonials in exchange for us being able to have a concession of less money down essentially. So I love the use of scholarship, ambassador, affiliate, whatever you want to call it. But what I've found is like using the language of performance-based work and then only offering instead of 3 free months, because that just means like you're a clown typically if you're willing to do that. But if you waive, it's like, oh, okay, I'll give you a scholarship for the first month, but you have to pay me on performance of 10% of total revenue I bring in for the last 2 months of the agreement. Is that cool? Something like that. And then that way it's like, okay, cool. Like this guy's worth his salt. He's willing to take me on for free for a month to prove that he's willing to get his bag. Like this guy's legit. Right. So that confidence is going to breathe into the scenario versus if you come in and you're like, I'll work for free for 3 months. And if you don't get results, that sucks. It's like, it's just, you know what I mean? Like they're still footing the bill for the ads anyway. So it's a hard sell. And you look like,
no, you still want to pitch it like you're going to sell them. And then you basically downsell to like the ambassador or scholarship program or whatever. Like you say, hey, we'll do this for you. In exchange, though, I want a testimonial and this and that, etc. So
you have to ask for the trade.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're negotiating. It's not like, because this is the biggest thing I see people mess up when they're selling these things, whether it's free, not free, cash up front, whatever, retainer, etc., is they whore out the offer and they're like, yo, like I'll do it for free. I'll do it for free for a year. It's like, oh my God, calm down. Right? It's like, calm down. Let's all just, settle down now. Whereas if you're negotiating and going back and forth, it makes you look more professional. And it's not unreasonable for you to ask for a testimonial or a reference if you're willing to make a concession for them too. That's from $100 million money models. I don't think so. There might be something like that in there. I know he's got the attraction offer stuff. I don't know if he has anything with like scholarship programs. Most of what I saw in money models was like about buy 3 get 1 free type of stuff. Like there was a lot of things in there, but from what I found, that's been the best way for us to convert. If it is in there, shout out to Mosey for that. He's a dog, but I'm not sure. What other questions we got?
I want to look at maybe making some of these little image ads here. So this is an AI generated image that we just made right here. So what I could do is, let's see, I could like draw right here. Let me see what I want to do here. Dude, you sound like a freaking, like you got a typewriter in there, bro. You were mashing that keyboard, my brother.
Oh, can you hear it?
Dude, yeah, can we hear it, bro? Yeah, we can hear it.
That's funny.
Okay. So I might do an ad that's like Colorado homeowners, Colorado. The thing is with image ads, there's a lot less that you can get across if you also have a like a picture in the ad. If it's an entirely text-based ad, like for example, if I did something like this and there was just text all over the ad, you can communicate more. So the thing you got to balance is like, what am I communicating? What is is there an advantage to actually including a picture, right? That's what we want to kind of weigh and consider. Here, I would say there is, because the picture actually shows what the damage looks like. So let's see what we could do here. So we could say, let's change the font. Okay. Colorado Springs homeowners. And there's tons of different things that I could do. I could make like a breaking news style ad. There's lots of different ad formats, and maybe we can make a video talking about like different ad formats and things that I've seen perform. But I could do Colorado Springs homeowners. You may qualify for a roof replacement if you have hail damage like this. And then I could do something at the bottom. You guys would not believe how well like ugly ads like this work. Like, I would consider this ad ugly, looks super basic, but like this stuff just absolutely crushes oftentimes. Okay, and then I could do here at the bottom, click learn more to get a free roof inspection. Boom. Something as simple as that could just absolutely destroy, right? And this ad literally made with AI. Let's show you guys another example that's like a text-based ad. So I could do something like this. Colorado Springs homeowners, you may qualify for a free roof replacement due to storm damage. Even if it's just minor damage, your insurance company may cover a completely new roof for free. You simply need to schedule a free roof inspection, see if your roof has damage. I'll make this a little bigger. Boom. And I can go and like change the colors and make this look pretty. But you guys can see like this stuff is like, it's not super complex. I'm telling you guys, the game is just in testing, seeing what works. I think we lost Julian. The game is just in testing, seeing what works, and then making more like that. Like, I would want to make a bunch of these ads, bunch of videos, a bunch of images, different angles, see what works, and then make iterations of the winners. That's really what it is, okay? So click learn more, schedule a free roof consultation, okay? Or a free roof inspection. Now, we could spend time going through and making this copy better, and it certainly could be better, but I just want you guys to kind of see an example of like what this actually looks like, all right? Now, another thing that I can do that's really cool, and this is something that I will definitely use ChatGPT for often. I actually really like this ad. I think this ad's pretty good. But this is something I'll often use ChatGPT for, is once I have an image ad that already looks good, I can go and make different versions of it using ChatGPT. So let me show you guys what that looks like as an example. Let me share my screen again. So boom, we got that there. Okay. We'll screenshot this ad. And then I could say, make me a version of this ad, but have the text written in the Colorado mountains. Right? So I can like do different things and make it cool. You know, I could say, hey, do the same text, but put it on a billboard. Do the same text, but put it, we had one ad that we did this and we made it into like on a volcano and it just crushed. It like worked for months. Literally just a basic text ad, but the text was like on a volcano for whatever reason. Or I could do it etched into stone. If I'm doing something local, like specific to an area, it's always cool to kind of like have it show things that they would recognize, right? There's a big advantage to that. I could also just do Colorado Springs homeowners. Something like simple as this. And then I could see if I could find like an image of a roof. Right? I could just do this one. Boom. Make me an image like this, but put a roof being replaced on the bottom half of the image. Here we go. Once this first one comes back, you can see this looks pretty cool. I would need to fix the text here, but that would be pretty easy. I could also just regenerate it and get the text fixed. Like you guys see, like you can just crank out iterations of these, and like something as simple as this, if I fix it where it doesn't say like whatever word that is, image and Dama, right? If the text actually looked correct, that ad could convert. That could be, there's a chance this could be like literally one of my best performing ads, because this is something, if you live in Colorado Springs, you see this every day. And it doesn't have to be exclusive to Colorado Springs. I could do this for Florida. I could do this for Texas. I could do this for, middle of nowhere, Iowa. It doesn't matter, right? There's things that they would recognize from their local area. Does that make sense? That specifically for local ads, I've seen that just crush. Cool. So we're going to make one more ad. We'll see what this ends up looking like. And then I'm going to open up to Q&A. So let's see what this puppy looks like. I'll share my screen again once it pops up. Cool. Questions? Any questions?
Yeah, so we got a few. If you were cold calling, what would your pitch be to the decision maker after the opener? I don't know if you want to derail this with cold calling tactics or if you want to stay on topic, because there's also another offer question we have in the comments.
Yeah, let's just answer whatever questions they got. I think that's fine.
Baller. Okay. Yeah, I think the biggest thing is like, I don't really want a hardcore pitch. Typically when I'm cold calling, I want to identify a problem. So if you're calling, it's like, if you're cold calling and you get to like a gatekeeper, for example, I'm always calling them back. That's one thing I found that works really well with getting through gatekeepers. This current offer with the new AI agency that we have is like all gatekeepers, but like just calling them back is just a fire way to get through. So it's like, yeah, cool. I'm actually just calling blank back. Ask me to reach out about XYZ ABC 1 2 3, whatever your offer is, or the problem attached to the offer. So if you're like, let's say you're calling roofers, and you get stopped by a gatekeeper, then I might be like, okay, yeah, I was actually reaching out to, Oscar the roofer about getting help with potentially booking more appointments, and he asked me to touch base with him here at, just say whatever time it is. Not if he opted in. Oh, mine are opt-ins. I'm sorry. You're cold calling. Yeah. So if you're calling, if you're cold calling, you could just reach out and say, similar thing, but instead of saying just calling back, you say, yeah, I'm just reaching out because there's a lot of roofers in the area that are looking for potential help with replacing roofs with insurance.
I would
claims.
if you cold called them, I would offer to have them go on your podcast, or I would literally just do like a direct offer. So like, just say what the offer is. For example, let's say you have you do roofing appointments. Like, yeah, we have excess roofing appointments in your area. Is that something you guys would be interested in?
Yeah, you could do something like that.
That's a great hook that'll get you right in there. Like, hey, for example, let's say you're doing med spas. Yeah, we have a bunch of people that have reached out in Scottsdale about getting, you know, I don't know what med spas even do. I think it's like Botox. About getting Botox. Can you guys handle more clients? And then
Yeah,
that
that's
gets them in the door, you know, because it's like you're literally giving them something.
Yeah, that's a great hook. Let's see. If our clients have a different offer, for example, pay per estimate or pay per quote, should we try to change the offer together with them from what we've seen work in other areas, or just roll with theirs? Maybe I'm reading this wrong, but I'm not sure I understand what the question is.
I think he's talking about roofers that they charge for a quote.
Is that what you're, can you comment below to clarify?
I think so. I think that's what he's saying. I mean, I would say like that's a pretty shit offer on their end. Like I would never pay for a quote.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't.
Um,
Hey, can I pay you to get the price?
Yeah, like that's insane. Yeah, I mean, I think that's just a shit offer, you know, and part of your job as a marketer is to make sure that the offer that they're using is good because, you know, for example, if I run an ad and I'm advertising free cocaine, right? I can be a great marketer or I can be a shit marketer. The ad's still going to work, right? But if I run an ad and I'm advertising, you know, donate a leg, you know, like chop off your leg. It doesn't matter how good of a marketer I am. The offer is just terrible, right? So like that's how those are obviously extreme examples, but the closer that you can get in alignment with just, bro, your keyboard is so loud, dude. That shit is crazy.
My bad.
Sounds like
I'll mute
thunder.
up.
No, so anyway, the closer you can get to just having a quality, a good offer that's extremely attractive, the easier it's going to be to market for people. You know, like if you have to advertise something that nobody wants, it's going to be tremendously harder. And they're going to think that you suck because they suck. So sometimes as a marketer, you should tell them, hey, we should change this offer to make it better.
The offer, I know like Alex Hormozi says the offer is everything, but it's also that the offer is everything to the market that you're serving, because you can have an offer that just slaughters in one market that might not crush in another market. So maybe, you know, maybe like dentists are like all about pay per appointment, right? Maybe that's what they all want. Maybe that's like the dentist offer that's super hot. But maybe roofers, maybe they don't want appointments. Maybe they want like, I don't know, signed roofing contracts or pre-estimated leads or something. You know what I mean? So it's like, and I'm just giving random examples that might not even be realistic in terms of application. But the thing is that the offer that you're giving to them is also going to make your life easier on the sales call. And I've seen this firsthand, like the new AI agency we've started. The offer is, I would say, better than the other offer that our original AI agency has. And there's different reasons for that. It's a different market. It's a totally different game. But I have way less of a hard time, despite the fact that I have less proof, less anything. My pitch was dog water because I didn't know anything about the market. And so there's just a lot of like unknown unknowns there. But because the offer is just so freaking good, it's not that hard to sell, if that makes sense. So keep that in mind. It's not just a lift to the ads. It's also a lift to your sales and your cold calling if you're doing that, or if you're calling opt-ins. Like there's a lot of variables that'll help solve for and just making your life way easier.
100%. 100%. Awesome. Baller, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I'm going to go get some food. I'll upload the docs for you guys. I'll give you guys like the ads and then the video scripts as well. And the videos. Bro, what are you doing?
My bad. I didn't know you guys could hear that.
What is
Usually
going on?
you can't.
Yeah, so I'll upload all the stuff into school. We'll also upload a drumming class from Julian, apparently. But yeah, you guys can use all that. Feel free to use it. And if you guys are not already inside of the school community, go ahead and join. That's where we drop all the resources and everything. and you guys can ask direct questions to us. So I'll see you guys later. Take care and go make some money this week. Peace.